Time is now 6:52 on this Tuesday morning, and here's what you need to know before you go.
A heads up for Duluth drivers this morning. Parts of downtown road will be closed today. So the city says the uphill lanes of 3rd Avenue West will close to repair brick pavers and sidewalks. Downhill lanes will remain open and pedestrians should be able to get through. The city expects the project to wrap up by the end of next week.
An International Falls man is behind bars after leading officers on a high-speed chase. Blaine Frieden is charged with possessing drugs and also fleeing an officer. Officers tried to pull Frieden over Friday night. He was on a motorcycle near 6th Street and 13th Avenue. According to the criminal complaint, Frieden ignored the officer, taking off and driving out of city limits, speeding up to 110 miles per hour. On County Road 10, Frieden then stopped and pulled over. He was arrested for fleeing an officer, DWI, and possession of meth. Officers then searched Frieden's backpack, finding more than 22 grams of meth and a handgun. Frieden is currently in the Coochin County Jail.
A former Grand Rapids state senator accused of soliciting who he thought was a minor for sex is going to change his plea to guilty. That's according to court records filed in connection to Justin Eichhorn's federal case. The 42-year-old was one of 13 men arrested in March of 2024 during a sting by Bloomington police. Eichhorn originally pleaded not guilty, but was set to go to trial next month. But he's now expected to officially change his plea during a hearing Thursday. Eichhorn faces a minimum sentence of 10 years. No word yet how his guilty plea could impact that.
The PWHL has postponed Minnesota Frost women's hockey playoff game last night, citing concerns over player illness. The Frost were supposed to take the ice yesterday against Montreal in Quebec. While they did not specifically say who or what illness they're concerned about, the PWHL says medical assessment has determined symptoms involved are not consistent with hantavirus. Now the game is happening tonight. It is the 5th and deciding matchup in the first round playoff series. The puck drop is set for 6 p.m. in Montreal.
The Minnesota Wild hit the ice last night where they had a chance to tie the series 2-2 against the Colorado Avalanche, but a tough game ended with Colorado taking the win 5-2 with a lead at 3-1 in the series. Minnesota now faces elimination in Game 5 tomorrow out in Denver.